I was fooled myself by all that good economic news we keep hearing. Jobless rate is low. There's so many people have work who want to have work. Inflation is down. Two things can be true at the same time, right? So yes, inflation is down. Prices are still high, right? The cost of bread is up 44% since 2020. Ground beef is up 40% and chicken is up 41%. No one has a raise that big. I mean, at least there's no average. I'm sure some people have had a raise that big, but for the most part, no one has had sustained raises that match that. The median household in Michigan is $2,000 behind where their income was in 2019 compared to 2023. And I think Democrats should be wary to completely pound the drum for how great the economy is without realizing there's real pain out there. People who have really high childcare costs. They have grocery costs that are high, and they have to pull back. And so two things can be true. Yes, the economy is strong. We had another good jobs report on Friday. I think coming after the previous month, I think people were a little bit surprised. The interest rates are coming down. The Fed just lowered rates. So that's all good news, but there's still pain out there. And the interest rates aren't going to come down fast enough to bring the mortgage down, from the set 8% or I should say a little over 7% to the 3% that it was 4 years ago. So I think we got to make sure that everyone understands that a lot of different things are true. And for a lot of people who, so the average person has lost some ground. If you're someone who is above average and you have a stack of money that maybe in the bank, you're really happy that you're suddenly able to get some return on your savings. You might do really well in the stock market, but don't be fooled and think that that's everybody because, unfortunately it's not.
Thanks for that. And Jordan, Lauren, I'm curious if you all are in the field a lot, what are you hearing about from folks about the economy? Have you heard in the last few days that people are more optimistic because of this jobs report?
Well, I guess I'll start with that. And no, honestly, I've not heard many people mention the jobs report because, I mean, if you think about the average voter, they're concerned with themselves and rightfully so. Obviously, you want the best possible life for you and yourself, but I know, or your family, but I know that when I was speaking with voters the other week in the 10th congressional district, where John James and Carl Marlinga are set to rematch, actually, they faced off in 22. They're back at it again in 24. It's an auto heavy area. It's an auto heavy congressional state. It's actually believed to be one of the highest manufacturing districts, if you ask Republicans, in the entire country. And obviously, it's no secret that we've been seeing a lot of auto layoffs recently, or planned auto layoffs. And it's a ripple effect down there, So when people lose their jobs, people who aren't even involved in the auto industry are also concerned with their economic outlook because fewer people in jobs means less money to spend, which goes back to affecting the local economy as well. So obviously there's data to support that we are doing better, but in lived experiences, a lot of people don't necessarily feel that way. And it is entirely dependent on the field that they live in the field that they're employed in, as well as the money that they make from that.
It's like the personal is political, right? Lauren, anything to add?
Yeah, I guess I would just say, a lot of candidates in all of these competitive races across Michigan have made economics a huge issue, recognizing that certainly while the national trends may be saying one story, as Mike was alluding to, certainly it is a different picture for a lot of people on the ground who may be struggling or not seeing personal gains from economic changes. So that is just something we're hearing over and over again from voters, but also from candidates themselves. It's a huge issue. What people's views are on the economy, what can be done to make Michigan's economy better for the future is just repeated over and over again.
I want to add that I think there is a huge partisan divide on how you view the economy, and a lot of it is you want to if you want your person to win, and you see there's a chance for some negativity, some shade to be thrown, you are going to throw the shade. But one of the polls I looked at recently, people said had really negative views about the economy. It was a really top topic, but yet 57% of the people said their own personal situation was pretty good. So they were satisfied with their financial situation. So I think sometimes people use this as a political cudgel. Bill Clinton famously used it in '92. It's the economy, stupid. So I don't think we should think this is a unique situation. there is some tension in the economy, and the people who want the office that they don't hold are going to use that as much as they can.